Hello, beautiful people, and thank you for joining me today in the All Podcast, video podcast, because today we're on YouTube. And you know that this is the platform for ambitious women entrepreneurs who happens to want something more in life and to have a financial independence with a business of their own. And this is the series of Hey Mom, what's your business? And today we're going to have a guest who's Naomi Buffery. She's a mom, and we were talking and discussing about a dog that maybe she can tell us all about later on. And because when you are in motherhood, you have all kind of things running into your life, right? So without any delay, here's my guest, Naomi Buffery, and take it from here.
Hi, thanks for having me. Um, yeah, great. It's great to be here. Did you want me to say a bit
Oh,
about who I am? And
yes, that's exactly
yeah,
how it goes. This is
yeah,
very
yeah,
casual conversation. We're going to talk
yeah,
about
sure.
what do you do and basically, and how did you started your business?
Okay. Right. Well, I suppose it's a bit of a long story because I'm a marketing coach now, and I really like helping other business owners that find marketing confusing and overwhelming to make it simple. And I think that's my superpower. Um, have you ever watched Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares?
Yes.
Yeah, and he goes in and then he simplifies the menu and he fixes everyone's mindset and all this stuff, and that's how I see myself, as this person that comes in and sees something that's like complicated and just simplifies everything. I just it was just a comparison that I've made. But yeah, that's sort of what I'm good at, is looking at something that's really that's complicated and confusing and simplifying it and making it easy and fun. So that's what I do now. But my journey as an entrepreneur started a few years ago. So after my son was born, I was diagnosed with postpartum depression, and I started a support group for other mums that were going through having
Yeah.
challenges with their mental health. And through that, I met a coach, and I worked with this coach, and it was the best thing I've ever done in my entire life. I'd needed it for such a long time, and I'd had counselling and therapy and all sorts, but working with the coach was just like life altering for me. And I thought, well, I need to do this. I need to train as a coach, because this is too good. This stuff's too good
Okay.
for myself. So then I trained to be a coach. So then I was a coach for the first few years.
What were you coaching? What was your
I was helping mums who had anxiety.
okay,
That's what
moms with
I was doing.
anxiety?
Yeah.
Then would you have
But
everybody?
pardon?
You have everybody. Well, we all have anxiety when we have the firstborn there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's I struggle massively with anxiety. I know. Yeah, and I was to the point where I was having intrusive thoughts,
Intrusive
and
thoughts. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I really struggled.
Mhm.
I was massively overwhelmed. Um, my expectations were very different to the reality.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, so that's who I was helping in the beginning, and there was like a cohort of other coaches, and what I was noticing was they were asking me for help with their marketing, and I was finding that bit easy. I was finding the marketing easy, and other people were finding that bit really difficult, but they didn't want to do that necessarily. Didn't want to do the marketing bit. They just wanted to do the coaching, whereas I was really
Okay.
doing the marketing. So I sort of came around full circle, because I used to be a marketing manager. I worked in
Mhm.
marketing for 20 years before I became a coach. I just
Okay.
decided to have a career change. And so yeah, long story short, I've I've decided to coach other coaches and service providers with with their marketing, because I found that that was what I was really enjoying, and actually I wasn't necessarily enjoying the coaching side of it. I was actually really loving the marketing side of it. So it was quite an eye opener for me. So I've been sort of on a bit of a journey with my coaching, but also I I really wanted to help mums that had anxiety, but I'm so far removed from that person now that I used to be, that I'm almost not passionate about that anymore, if that makes sense.
Okay, so it was more like a journey with you, that you started with a coaching, you started having coach helping you, and then you became a coach to help others. So there was a moment that you outgrew that moment,
Yes.
that you were not
Yes.
having those issues every day, so you couldn't help others that went there.
Yeah.
Am I listening correctly?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I did outgrow it. Yeah, and I did, I didn't enjoy it to begin with, but um, it just made me realise that actually I thought that marketing wasn't the career that I was supposed to be in, but actually it is, because it's the thing that I love doing. So that's how I've come full circle now. But it's great because I've got loads of marketing experience, but also I'm a coach as well, so I can help people with marketing, but also help them when it's a mindset issue or a confidence issue, or a something to do with something that's going on in their subconscious, like so it's quite well rounded, isn't it?
Okay, so what I'm understanding is that you, by starting as a coach, you rediscover that your passion actually was marketing in a different niche. For example, that maybe you were marketing in some company and some agency, because it happened that when you're working at an agency, you get stuck with a client that you didn't choose. That is your client. They give you the client, and you have to think, and you have to find inspiration, and you're like, I don't even eat that. So how can I market something that I don't even believe in? So now
Yeah,
you
you're
are
so
like
right.
aligning your values, your passion, your timing. So you went full circle, but you found all that missing pieces throughout this journey in motherhood. Am I
Yeah,
am I saying it correctly?
yeah. I've just had a light bulb moment. Thank you.
Okay, we had a light bulb together, like, because that's how you, when you are telling me,
Yeah.
oh, then you
Yes.
rediscovered something in you that it was
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
there, but it was the
Yeah.
journey that allowed you to do that.
Absolutely. Yes, because I had this thought because it did feel like when I was working in marketing, it felt a bit soulless, to be honest with you. And
Yes.
um and all my clients were software companies, which isn't
Oh,
always
that's
the
a
most
hard one.
exciting thing.
That's
Yeah,
a hard
exactly.
one. Even though I
Yeah.
love software and I love AI, but that's hard. That's hard to
Yeah.
market.
Yeah, it wasn't easy and it wasn't fun, really. Um
It was not fun for you, at least.
And yeah, you're right, because I had this moment where I said, and I remember having a discussion with my partner, and I said to him, I, I've got, I'm feeling called to do something good. I want to do good in the world.
Mhm.
And at the time, it felt like I wanted to help new mums who were struggling, because that's where I just come from. But you're right, because I feel like I can do good in the world by helping people that are other people that are doing good in the world to be successful in their business. And that is so much more exciting than helping someone sell a software package.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
You rekindled your passion for marketing uh by walking into that very interesting path of being a coach for moms.
Mm,
That's so interesting. That is impressive, and that is part of the inspiring stories I wanted to share with others, moms
mm,
that are watching today. Hopefully, a lot of people are watching us
yeah.
today and later on, so they can get inspired. That sometimes, as I say, in my previous life, before I was a mother, I was in a career, blah blah blah, And sometimes it comes motherhood, and for many mothers and many women, or if that's too, because they also change. There are parents that they just drop everything they're doing to focus on something, and then when they're trying to go back, they think that they can't be, they have to do exactly who they were before being mothers, right? To that old career. But maybe it's what happened to you, that you go back to the skills that you had, to the passion that you had. You maybe not exactly the same career, corporate, but now you have your own business and you are doing those skills and that are aligned to the new passion or the new, not new values, but the new sense of doing things. Why are you doing the things now? For a purpose, right? Now you have a purpose to do things.
Yeah, but then I don't feel like I had an idea of what my purpose was until I became a mum. Everything changed. I probably didn't, if it wasn't for my son, I probably wouldn't have gone on such a huge personal development journey. Because when he was born, I thought, because I'd had anxiety for years, and I had problems with addictions, and I had such low self-esteem. And when he came along, I thought to myself, I need to sort my stuff out now. Like, this isn't just about me. This is about him as well. And so I don't think, if he hadn't come along, I probably wouldn't even be running this business now. I'd still be stuck in a 9 to 5 rat race.
Okay.
Hating life. So because things just
Because you're like, when you're in a 9 to 5, like you're like this all the time.
yeah
You're like, you just have to move to the next step, to the next paycheck, and just do this, and not enjoying what you're supposed life, which we're supposed to be enjoying life.
yeah. And I think it is definitely when you're a parent, that's more significant, because someone's watching you. Someone's like, kids don't do what you tell them, do they? They copy you.
Actually, they copy you. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to say, don't do that, and you're on the phone all day long, and like, well, I'm doing that. Actually, I was talking to another guest, and I was like, when we are on an online business and we're on the phone all day long because we are actually working, it is so hard to tell the children, stop the screen time. This is screen time, and then you look at you like, what are you doing, right? They're like, this is work, and they're like, no, I also doing stuff. And now that schools are going online too, and they have classes on the phone. For example, my kids, they deliver the homework with the phone. They take a screenshot and they upload it. And I was like, okay, what happened to the notebook? I don't need to, I just send the picture. Like, okay. So they
That's
are hooked on
amazing,
the
isn't
phone
it?
all day long. Yes.
Yeah.
How did you integrated your family? How did you tell your family that you were going to not going back to work, to a 9 to 5 corporate world, and that you are going to go solo and you're going to be an entrepreneur, and that they have to figure it out themselves, the dinner, because you're going to be doing something else?
I don't. It kind of, there was no like moment where I made a big announcement or anything like that. But
It
it's
just
kind
happened.
of, yeah, but it's kind of been a gradual thing.
Okay.
Because I carried on working whilst building up my business on the side, until I
Okay.
got to a point where the money matched, sort of thing. Because
Okay.
I couldn't afford to not be in work, to not
Can
have
you
that
elaborate a
salary.
little bit more on that? Because I know some moms are scared to drop off what they have in order to become an entrepreneur because the money doesn't match.
Yeah, yeah.
How did I have the blessing to have a partner that makes way much money than I do? So I can do my money and we're very stable and my business, and I don't have that pressure to do so. But a lot of moms, they're saying, well, yeah, but I need my paycheck.
Yeah.
complement the family income. So how did you do it?
Well, I got rid of my stressful marketing job. I got rid of that because that was took up a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would have been able to do both. And I got a job that just covered my bills. That was it.
Okay.
Which was easy, which didn't I could just leave behind, and was part time. So I was working 3 days a week at this job. It was an admin job,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was doing 3 days a week on my business. So I split it half and half. And obviously, you can do when you know what it's like when you run your own business. It's quite hard to switch off, isn't it? And
Yes,
so
it's hard. It's hard. It's
yes,
24/7 all the time. Even though you're in your part-time job, you're always thinking, oh, sounds very good. I'm going to ignore that.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I dedicated 3 days to working on my business a week, but I was doing more than that. Like in the evenings, I was putting posts out and things like that. Um, and I think it takes a bit longer to do it that way. But if you are consistent and
Mm-hmm.
you're what's the word? You are sort of, I don't want to say strict. I can't think the word. But you
Discipline?
disciplined. That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah, disciplined, showing up consistently, then it starts to pay off. You build a momentum. You get um, it compounds, and I mean that's just how it works. Regardless of whether you've got a part-time job or not, that's what you've got to do, haven't you? You've got to
Yes.
build up gradually and just not give up,
Mhm.
basically. And then eventually you get to the point where you're making enough money to leave your part-time job, and that's how I've done it.
That's
So it might
impressive.
take a bit longer,
Mm-hmm.
but that's we needed money to pay for the bills because my partner is a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't get paid loads, do you? so, um, so we needed my money, so that's how we did it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It depends if you're really serious about it, you'll do it. You good,
Yeah.
you've got a big vision of where you want to be. And you just put in the effort, keep on going, put one foot in front of the other until you get to where you want to be.
Amazing. So what I'm understanding is that if someone who wants to become a full-time entrepreneur who has own business, a mom, and they're in a like cold feet, it would be a great idea for them to find a part-time job that will take out the stress of handling both
Mm,
projects and the third one, which is the family project, which that's
yeah.
a all day long, 24/7, 365 days a
Oh yeah.
a project like that never stops. So they can have the three uh projects together, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I did anyway. I mean, everyone's different, aren't they? Some people I know still work full time. They work full time and then do their business, build up their business on the side of that. But that's how I did it. To
Mhm.
take the just find a job that wasn't stressful, that I knew
You
would
took
pay for my
away.
bills.
So
Yeah.
in your experience, in your journey on this path to be a marketing uh business for coaches,
Mm.
you took out one element, which was the stress. You took the
Yeah.
stress away, and that allowed you to move forward your goal of becoming a marketing
Yes.
agency
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
coaches.
And it takes the pressure off as well because I think that's if you're feeling the pressure to earn money, I think you can sort of show up with that energy of that desperation energy, um, and people pick up on that. When you're in that feeling of like I really need
Yes.
to make money,
Mhm.
um, that's when you're not going to make money.
That's
It's
important.
counterintuitive, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. You're so
Yeah.
desperate that it doesn't come.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
As they say in the mindset, yes, mindset, some coaches say, when you are so desperate, you are saying to the universe that you are scarcity. So you're just attracting more scarcity instead of attracting the the wealth, right? Because you're so desperate, you're in need of something. So that's your trap, and
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. Let's change
yeah,
the mindset to
yeah,
success.
totally. Yeah, that's one of the best lessons I learned through being an entrepreneur is um, the about energy and the law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of a lot of what you do, and this is relevant to marketing as well. Um, a lot of it is about energy,
Mm-hmm.
about showing up with the right mindset and the right frame of mind, and believing that it's gonna believing in what you do, believing in yourself, believing in that this is going to work out for you. Um, Turning up with that energy, you could have any old marketing, any marketing strategy. Um, and if you were in that energy, the marketing strategy is more likely to work. That's one of the best lessons I've learned.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely. So, where can they find you if they need marketing for all the coaches that are listening? Because I noticed that we have a lot of moms who are coaches on some sort of their best skill, like fitness, health, nutrition, because it's like taking your best skill and you can actually help others
Mm.
doing something better or transforming themselves with the skills that you have. So we have a lot of coaches in our group and industry.
Yeah.
So where can they find you?
So I am on Facebook. I've just got a personal profile on Facebook, so you can find me just searching for Naomi Buffery. Um, and I've got a Facebook group which is new. So I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Well, you can tell us later on. We'll put it in
Um,
the show notes. Don't worry.
yes, I've got a group as well, but you can find that group on my profile, and I'm on TikTok as well, and that's making marketing fun on TikTok.
Making marketing fun.
Yeah.
So now you know, moms over there who are watching the girls, you will really want to learn about marketing, and that is fun, and
Mm.
it takes a little bit of your uh coaching business. You just have to go and reach out to Naomi, and TikTok, make marketing fun, and then Facebook, we're going to put in the show notes. And thank
Oh,
you,
sorry, I've
Naomi.
got a website as well.
You have a
Sorry,
website, okay?
yeah, it's naomibuffery.co.uk. So yeah, because I'm in the UK, so I'd say
You're in UK.
yeah.
If everybody is asking for that accent, as UK, my accent is just Spanglish. I'm all over the place. So don't try to pick up my accent because you won't have. Okay, thank you, Naomi. What would be before we go out, we wrap it up. I want to wrap it up with one of your advice. What would be an advice that you can tell the moms if they are thinking of starting a business?
Just go for it. I think I tell you what I hear often from people is they say when they're in this position, I've got this idea, or I've trained as a coach, or I'm ready to launch my business, but what I don't know what I need to do to get clients, or I don't know what I need to do to market myself. And my advice would be do anything, just get out there and do something, because it doesn't need to be perfect. You do not need to be perfect, and you all marketing is about is trial and error and testing things. So whatever you do, just take some action and learn from it as you go along, rather than trying to get it perfect in the beginning, because it's going to change. It's going to change. And so just take some action and learn as you go along. That would be my best piece of advice.
That's the perfect advice ever. Just do it as they say it and somebody else's brand. I'm not going to want to say it. Okay. Thank you, Naomi, so much. Those words of wisdom on how to move forward with your plan. And thank you for being here. And you know that
you.
you can find Naomi in Facebook. I'm going to put all the website and all the group chat and the private book on a private Facebook group on the show notes. And thank you again. I'm Gaby Rendon, and you can find me as in any social platform as Content with a Purpose, or in LinkedIn as Gaby Rendon. And thank you, and until next week.
Thank you.